I had a higher calling. I can admit that today because that's also a message I received last year on this date that said you had a higher calling. But I realize now it wasn't just for me. It was speaking to me, actually, but it was speaking to me in a different way. It was speaking to me to actualize my higher calling, which was to help you know yours. Was to help more of us remember who we were. And that's what my life was about. But accepting that was really challenging, and I had doubt, as we all do. We will each doubt what we're here to do in this world, but that's also a good thing. Because when you doubt yourself, you have to answer the doubt. Otherwise, you stay uncomfortable for the rest of your life. And I've been uncomfortable for many, many years. And so today I can change that because I can explain to you now why I felt that I had this higher calling. It was most of my life. I've always felt that. I couldn't tell you why, but you've probably felt that as well, which is why you're listening, which is why you're here. And you could have gone through all sorts of things in your life and you're wondering what has happened and what's happening in the world and why am I experiencing this? Well, I'm telling you that's because you're here to help change the world. And you change the world when you start recognizing and remembering who you are and live this really wonderful life. And I spent my entire life developing a way for that to happen, unaware that it was occurring, just like you might be unaware of what was happening within you, because that's how we all evolve. We develop something and it's going to be completely different and unique for you, as it was for me. Sometimes that can make it challenging for you to accept yourself because no one is going to be exactly like you. And that is the difficulty that we each have. And especially during this great time of change in our world, which is what we're moving through. So you could have been experiencing that even to a greater degree, and you didn't want to own yourself or speak about who you were. Today, you might feel differently because I sat down the other day. I didn't sit down, I was guided by Wilhelm. And I have to talk about that because this is something many didn't understand. When I started doing this in 1989, it was a surprise to me as well because I knew I made a connection to consciousness, to this universal consciousness that we're all connected to, however you might think of that. But see, when you think of a calling, that's that feeling that you have that says, I know I'm here to do something. I know that my life matters in some way. And I spent my life giving you a way to come to understand that. And guess what? It was supposed to happen today. It was supposed to happen now during this time in our world, this change in our world. We discovered, which came through in Wilhelm, and I'll give you some documents so you will understand this. There's an organization in our universe of energies, an organization of you, meaning your DNA when you were born. It's all within you and it unfolds at the right time in your life. And yes, there is divine timing, however you might think of that or that connotation, but it's science again. And that's what Wilhelm showed us. And so as you look at the message today, you will see that, and you will see how I didn't believe myself either. But then all the messages will show you how we evolve in time over time in our consciousness, both individually and collectively. And that's how Wilhelm gave me this information. So it is a complete philosophy that works for anyone because we're always using our consciousness, no matter how long we live, we're always using it to understand who we are and come to more. So I want you to see all of this. So I'll leave the documents and the link to the messages today, because as you go through it, you will see that this is the day that you might want to remember your higher calling because it is here and you have it. And that's what I'm doing, which is why I've said to everyone, I'm now completing this work because this has never been done before, which you have never been done either, which might have been your difficulty, but today that can change because you have a higher calling and it's here now. And I hope you take the steps to own it. That's what I'm doing. Please check out all the work, and I'll leave you a bunch of gifts because your consciousness is going to be the thing that you want to change. And now there's a way for all of us to accomplish that. See you soon.